Hello YouTube, Stoner Plays here, and I've changed my mind. This is the 100 subscriber special. Are you ready? Okay. So guys, this is basically how it's gonna go down. Star Wars Battlefront, the new one, is going to be a letdown. There's no doubt about that. But I'm going to explain to you the story. The story that was never explained to you. The truth about Battlefront. All of them. The entire motherfucking truth. Are you ready for one of the most depressing stories you will ever hear in your entire life? Well, pay attention to the screen. Who is this man? His name is David! David Doak. Now this man was a pretty smart physicist who used to go to some type of university somewhere. He hatched an idea, and his particular idea sort of led way into the gaming industry. He stumbled his way into gaming development and later started meeting a whole lot of host of people and was inspired, hugely inspired by gaming, driven by nothing but passion and glory. He decided to take his company, and he created his own video game company known only as Free Radical. And Free Radical was responsible for Time Splitters 2, and this disgrace. But, David Doak was a very brilliant man, and so was his team. You see, his team was completely driven by passion. They loved Star Wars, and thought Star Wars was absolutely amazing in every way. They had always, it was only their everlasting dream to make a Star Wars game. And that's exactly what ended up happening. LucasArts gave them the opportunity of a lifetime until the new manager came and acted like a total dick and fucked it all up. But before that happened, getting ahead of myself here, David Doak and his team were working valiantly. Working on the brand new Star Wars Battlefront 3. Not this new one that is disgraceful. But working on one that was going to be ambitious for the PS3, having ground space battles on a PS3 and Xbox 360 game, yet a next-gen game can't even get it on the Frostbite engine. Makes sense. Logic. Anyway, so now that we finally have all this stuff, all this cool stuff, we finally get this leaked trailer and we're thinking, whoa, we're thinking, oh my god, Battlefront 3's coming! LucasArts got new management. Sometime around 2007-ish. And in the midst of this time, around 2008, for 6 months out of that year, they were not getting paid for this game. For 6 months. You see, this game was... Why was LucasArts doing it? Simple. It's because of the Disney transaction, you know what I'm saying? They didn't want a company spending a whole lot of money on a game they didn't know would be successful. So they just shut it down on purpose. They didn't pay all the employees, and they told David Doak that his dream... They basically said, you're not going to complete this game. They didn't let them complete the game. They fucking destroyed his hopes and dreams and his creative work. If you want to see what could have been Star Wars Battlefront, just type in Battlefront 3 alpha gameplay pre-alpha, or you can I'll have the trailer link in the description. I've got it in my other videos, so don't worry about it. So now you have Electronic Arts, who wants this franchise badly. And Disney decided, to buy, the Star Wars and everything. And Disney had Star Wars, and they were contacted by EA before anyone else. And they were like, listen, we really want the licensing for Battlefront and this, that, and the third. It would make us so much cash. And, oh, greedy. And then, Disney decided, wait a minute, are you a video game company? Yes. So, basically, us plus you equals dick. Dick plus pussy equals fetus. No, I'm joking. Alright, so basically Disney put 2 and 2 together. If you can fund another company to make a game for your company, then bam, you make a whole lot of cash. And then after that, Star Wars Battlefront began. A brand new Battlefront. Seriously, they can't call it Battlefront 3. It's tied up in lawsuits. That's the reason. No, seriously, look it up. Anyway, a new Battlefront, one that reboots. Seriously, they would have made it Battlefront 3 and it wouldn't have even been a reboot, but they had no choice but to call it Battlefront a reboot because the third game is tied up in lawsuits. Just ask David Dope, the man whose dreams they destroyed for no reason. Anyway, the new Battlefront, and we didn't see any gameplay, any trailer, any nothing. All we did was see this little teaser by Electronic Arts, and it showed that badass AT-AT, that dude, and some other shit. It was so cool. I couldn't believe it. I pissed my pants. We had all been waiting 10 years. We were all completely ready for this game. So what exactly happened? Why is there so much hate for this new game? Why are people so upset? And why are people like me making videos about it, complaining about it, instead of getting a life, getting a bitch, and getting put... So, here's what's going on. Basically, once this game started production, DICE took, everything into precaution and consideration. These guys went all out trying to make sure that the weapons, the vehicles, and the models were exactly like the original trilogy. Now that's great and all. That's nice. They made a huge big deal out of it in the documentary and the development diary. And, oh my god, we really want to appeal to the hearts of Star Wars fans. Yeah. Really tugging at my heartstrings here. But the thing is, one thing that EA and DICE strangely has overlooked. They have paid attention to the Battlefield series. They have paid attention to the Battlefield fans, to the Star Wars fans. And they have paid attention to the original trilogy, a lot of the homage, nods, sound effects, models. That's great. But what is the one thing they weren't paying attention to? One thing. The Battlefront community and the Battlefront games. It seems that they threw that all out the window. Because when we finally got information exactly April 15th, 2015, or April 30th, whatever works for you. When we finally got information on this game around April and May, when they finally launched the trailer, we got a whole new video game. This didn't seem to be Star Wars Battlefront. This seemed to be Star Wars the interactive multiplayer movie. Because you see, not only are all the maps smaller, and are all the battles completely scaled down, but everything is way harder than it was before, and they stripped away almost everything that made the previous Battlefront so replayable. You see, there used to be fun modes like Galactic Conquest, and there used to be bot modes like Instant Action, so people who didn't have online could still have fun, such as Moa right here, who had a PS2 when he was only 6 years old. What the hell could I do? I didn't even know what an Ethernet cord was. I had all the materials and supplies for years and years to get online, and I never did because I never knew how. That is how stupid I was. So it's a great thing they had Instant Action. And it's an even better thing that they had Galactic Conquest. Well, we all know why we can't necessarily have Galactic Conquest, which leads me into my next point. Planets. You see, Battlefront games were known to having vast planets, and some even being part of the lore rather than the films themselves, such as Megiddo or Felicia. Okay, that was appeared, but still, it barely showed its face. Anyways, so, you see, that's the reason why for a lot of the Battlefront community, it was fucking mind-boggling to hear that there was only going to be 4 fucking planets! And then it was even more disgraceful when Patrick Bach decided that, you see, we're going to give you a couple of more planets. We're very sorry about that. That's 6 planets and 14 maps. That's what we meant. Not 4 planets and 12 maps. Oh, whoop-de-fucking-do. You increased it by 2. You made everyone piss their pants there, Patrick Bach. And the idiots were dick riding the original trilogy, claiming, oh, we just want the planets from the original, like Tatooine and blah blah blah. But yeah, that's interesting, but you don't even have fucking Bespin. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That wasn't iconic at all. They didn't have a super iconic moment with characters and getting away and everything. No! They didn't have no iconic fights or the carbon freezing chamber or anything. No! That wasn't fucking iconic. What the fuck, Bespin? That shitty motherfucking planet. It only had some of the most innovative map design and gameplay and potentially the greatest Battlefront map of all time. It's no big deal. So, throw that out the window. On top of that, there's no space battles. When they announced that, fans were outraged. The fans dared to be outraged that a game with the word star in it doesn't have space battles. So, and also wars. War in the stars. We thought that means we're gonna go into space. But no, everybody. That's not what that means. No! That means we're going to be on the ground just like a certain other game! So, that's how it works. And we also got a lot of information on the fact that the maps were going to be much smaller, because that's exactly what we wanted. And we wondered, why are the maps smaller? That doesn't make sense, guys. Because, wait for it, drum roll please, it's 20v20. Oh, we're sorry. We took away instant action, space battles, and pretty much the fun of the game, and galactic conquest, and oh yeah, that's right, there's also no story. Oh, that makes sense. So put a story in all the Battlefield games that didn't need it and we didn't ask for, but when we finally asked directly for a campaign, you don't put it in the game. That makes sense. So have all that content in 1 and 2, but then when you make a third game in the franchise, just strip it all away. That makes sense. So, yeah. But, then to the icing on the disappointment testicle cake, slicing the nuts off of everyone's childhood when they announced that there'd be no prequels. Because that literally really makes sense. A franchise built off of 2 sagas. And fans even tried to put the Old Republic saga in the mods, which actually made a lot of sense. You'd think that they'd probably go to as far as having not only 3 sagas, but ground-to-space battles. But not only did they get rid of ground-to-space battles, they got rid of space battles altogether, galactic conquest and instant action, and everything that you enjoyed. But no, it gets even better. All you prequel fans and Clone War fans, and even if you don't like the films, if you're like me and you like the Clone Wars and you like the lore, oh yeah, that show kicks ass. One of the greatest shows ever. Rebels, Anyways, so yeah, if you're like me and you love that stuff, well, sorry, oops, droids, clones, get the fuck out of here. George Lucas, motherfucker, it's all about stormtroopers and rebels only, because one saga and one saga is all we need for a Battlefront game. You have to understand that if they don't have anything to sell as DLC, they won't make money. Therefore, we have to support Electronic Arts' decision to fucking can the shit that we grew up with. Remember when you were a kid, annoyed with your parents, sad and depressed about school and being bullied? Oh, that was just me. You see, you came home and played that game, and you felt totally better and didn't care. You see, that's never going to happen again. No. That is wrong. Yes, that's right. Everyone come, journey forth. That's right. Come here. There's something I must tell you all. Come. You see, remember the way Battlefield 4 launched? Ah, yes. If you think that Battlefront doesn't have the potential to launch even worse, if not the same exact way, then your penis is inside your ass. You see, Battlefront is a DICE game. Therefore, that means DICE will be passionate about the game itself, but when it comes to the launch, please, yeah, we worked hard, but come on, we could fix it when the game comes out. Why do you think we're rushing it to get it out when the movie's out? So our investors get paid. Oh, yes. Yeah. And that's what it's all about, guys. That's what it's all about. It's all about, in the end, it's all about green money. Cash! So, let me just say this right now. There is a large amount of the community, this new community. This is not the Battlefront community. Remember, everybody. I'm going to keep saying that for as long as I live. So this is not the Battlefront community. This is the I will rub my nibbles until I come from a Star Wars game community. This community is begging for a Star Wars game and doesn't give a shit about what they're doing, what's going on. No. They just want a game with the Star Wars title on it. And therefore, this particular portion of the community is hurting everybody in the end. Because if they weren't here and the Battlefront community stood together and decided, we're not buying your little fucking interactive Order 1886 with a multiplayer film. Fuck this shit. Fuck you, bitch. We're done. We're waiting for another Star Wars Battlefront game. Man, fuck this shit. We'll kickstart our own. We don't need you, electronic dick. So, there's that. And, if that happened, they would have been like, no, wait, space battles. Well, you still have pre-clearance content, so... Yeah. Wait! Oh, prequel era content. Well, maybe. He still doesn't have instant action or galactic conquest. Wait! And, they have to actually add content there. But since... No. But since the people who really want to suck Star Wars cock, the people who really want to go up to EA and say, guys, please... don't fuck this up, even though you fucked up every other franchise you've ever got your hands on, and we're automatically assuming just because this is Star Wars that you won't fuck this up, even though the only thing that you care about is money, and you don't really care about what franchise you fuck up, you just care about what franchise makes you the most cash. But, please, we're just hoping and praying. We're pretty sure that they're not going to do anything, even though we've seen them do it time and time again, and literally just did it last year, just recently, with both of their games, and did it with Hardline. Still, even though you just recently did it and have no regrets, no remorse, and you're led by a bunch of sociopathic, white, rich pieces of shit who don't care about the human race at all, you see, that's what it's all... Yeah, and they're black too. That's what it's all about. You see, we can trust them. We just have to have faith. Just like how you have faith in Treyarch. Even though they actually haven't failed and their DLCs have surprisingly been worth their money... it doesn't matter, because the fans are stupid. You see, that's how they act. Seriously, I can't take it anymore. I mean, seriously, that is literally how they act. They actually try to defend the game with stupid, dumb shit like that. If you defend a company that is just using you to get cash, you're stupid. This game is a cash grab, very obvious. If you buy the game, you're just buying into the hype. Just like Black Ops 3. Look, as much as I think that Black Ops 3 is going to be pretty decent, still, what about Ghost? What about Advanced Warfare? You think Black Ops 3 can't go wrong? That can easily go fucking wrong. Especially with Activision's greedy ass. What if they try to make DLCs $20 a piece? You think they won't try to pull some slick shit? Watch. Maybe Black Ops 3 will be good, but just like Battlefront. You think just because, the game, the game will be playable, the game will be fun to certain people. No shit. But the game's not going to be shit compared to Battlefront 1 and 2. Therefore, there's no point in any Battlefront fans buying it. If you're a Battlefront fan and you decide to buy Star Wars Battlefront, the new one, you're doing yourself a disservice because you're buying a dumbed-down version of all those games. Only thing it took from that really is recognizable is from Renegade Squadron. They have a similar customization system. They just took it a little further. Oh, wow. That was great. That's exactly what we asked for. You know what? And that is the problem. You guys can go ahead and keep wasting your time. Not all of you. I'm speaking to the ones who are going to dislike this video and buy the game anyway. Have your fun, enjoy yourself, and I'm happy that you wasted your money. Now, Fallout 4, on the other hand, is actually adding some innovative gameplay and actually changing shit around. No Man's Sky. Fallout 4. No Man's Sky, you can travel the fucking universe. That's amazing. And the creatures change depending on which freaking different solar system you go into or whatever. I don't know how it works. Ask the man himself. Apparently there's multiple galaxies in the ever-expanding universe. Why do we need Star Wars Battlefront if we have a game where, doesn't have the word Star Wars in it, yet you can go into space, yet the Star Wars game itself you can't? That really makes sense. Okay. Fallout 4, No Man's Sky, Black Ops 3. Star Wars Battlefront, bite me. Okay. So, now you understand why this doesn't work. And plus, let me also say that in the Free Radical Battlefront, they were going to bring ground-to-space battles on old generation consoles. But this new Star Wars Battlefront can't even bring space battles to next-gen hardware and on the brand new Frostbite engine. How does that work? Explain to me, DICE. There's no excuse for not giving us space battles or prequel era content. You say, well, we have to balance out because of the way that we develop the game and blah, blah, blah. First off, don't give the normal rebels jetpacks. Give the jetpacks to the Dark Troopers and the Jet Republic Troopers. Bam! There goes your balance right there. Second off, let players have private lobbies and custom player counts. Third off, don't make the game always online. Give us all the shit we had in the previous games. And stop withholding content! And like I've said way back when I first started making YouTube in the first place, when I first started YouTubing to begin with, if your game is not up to expectations of the fans or you or anybody else, delay your game. But they won't do that. What a disappointment. Now, do you understand why this game is not going to work? You do understand that no matter what happens, even when the game is finally released, the Battlefront fans are the ones who are not going to pay attention. This is what I'm talking about right here. David Doak's dream was destroyed by that new management at LucasArts, and all the new management at LucasArts gives a fuck about is one thing, and one thing only, and it's definitely not a green lightsaber. Now, Stoner Plays has enjoyed himself far too long. Thank you, subscribers. 100. I love you all. But I fucking hate EA and DICE. My God. Patrick Bach! Stay high, stay lifted. Reach Nirvana. Thank you. And make sure you comment, because I will always reply.